Shalom, it's Morah Alizah with Morah Village. I am back from Israel as of a day and a half ago, and I have some goodies I wanted to share. One of my frustrations here in the States is purchasing books in Hebrew and purchasing like games and workbooks that the children can write in because it doesn't really exist, and if it does, it's very, very expensive. So while I was there, I decided to come back with a bunch of books. So I'll actually be going back soon, and so if you would like for me to pick you up a book or a game or something, you can comment and I'll do my best to get it while I'm over there. So I'm going to walk through what I have. Most of these books I asked the clerk in the bookstore to give me books that are equivalent to American stories, so books that the children will know and recognize in English so that they would obviously recognize it in Hebrew, and then just traditional classics or story books that the children in Israel grow up reading and learning about as well. So I have a mix of those two. So I'm pretty sure American children will recognize this title. This book is about Pluto. Then of course, Spot. All American children recognize Spot. So I got a few of those, and my oldest son can actually read these pretty well. So this one is my favorite. But here are the other two. And then I have been itching to get this book. This book is $28 if you order it on Amazon in the States, and I just could not imagine paying that kind of money for a children's book. But thankfully, it was decently priced in Israel. So here's this book. It's about a lion and a strawberry. Spot again. Right, and this time he's looking for something. And I have this book right here. What I look for my students right now is that the font is large enough and that it does use an acute system, because they still rely on it, not heavily at this point, but enough. They do still need it. A good picture dictionary comes into play when you're teaching children. So I really, really love this one. And then I got some classic stories. This book of the classic stories is my favorite. It's about the rain, a ladybug in the rain. This book cracked me and my girlfriend Hulda. We went together. This one cracked us up the most. Shaul HaChatul, which Shaul we translated over is Paul, and then Chatul is cat. So literally it'll be Paul the cat, but we know in America it's Pete the cat. So we thought that was hilarious. Shaul HaChatul. So those were all for the books that I got. And then I grabbed a couple of workbooks, and I was very, very excited to have workbooks because typically in Israel, workbooks that I was looking for is not available until like August and September when the children return to school. But the book clerk dig for me, and he found a few in the back that I could take back with me. So I was very excited. All right, so this one is Shalom, Kita Aleph, or Welcome First Grade. Most of my students are between first and third grade level with their Hebrew. So I just have an assortment, and I'll show you what the pages look like. So the directions don't use an acute system. So I'll have to read them the directions for them, and then I want them to be able to understand me in Hebrew and then fill out whatever it is that they're asking them to do. We have the Aleph Beit. We have simple vocabulary. I believe there's also numbers in here too, if I don't forget. Yes, and there's numbers as well. So good little workbook for children who are on the first grade level in Hebrew. This one is Kita Aleph as well, but it's going to deal more with handwriting and letter recognition. So I'll show this to you. And these were all decently priced. I forget what it was now, but I remember it being a good deal when I asked for it. So again, one of the things I'm looking for is large font and an acute system so they can easily read until they don't need it anymore. All right. And this one's my favorite. And he only had level A, so I can't wait to go back later in the fall and get some more, because this one has English and Hebrew together in the book, which means my older students can be a whole lot more independent. So see, and it still uses the NQT system. So I have students who could easily read this in English and then match it to the right one. So I like the inclusion of both languages in this book. Love, love, love. And then they go by the vowels as well. And obviously children who can already read in English has the vowels A, E, I, O, U pretty much down. So that'll be very easy for them to navigate through. I believe this one is on the kindergarten level. But the same thing, I was looking for the same thing in every workbook. Handwriting practice, letter recognition, some numbers, and basic vocabulary. And these are still workbooks, these two, but they are a little bit more interactive. So I think this one is, for vocabulary. And see, they'll cut these out and then paste them where they go in the proper sheets. And this one, I was very, very excited to have the directions using the NQT system, which means now my older students can be completely independent because they don't have to wait for me to read them directions. Love that. And then the same here, it's just a different, they're doing more vocabulary. Oh, they're doing vocabulary by color in this one. I didn't do some basic math. Yeah, basic math and shapes and things like that. Again, this type of workbook, they use the NQT system for the directions so they can be independent there. And then while I was there, I picked up 2 games. I asked the clerk for some traditional games the children play there in Israel. And I got this game, which is like a memory game. Latate wa lakabel is like to give and to take. And then I got this game for my younger children where they're working on shapes, colors, and numbers, and this is exactly what this game works on, as you can see. But and obviously they'll recognize it in Hebrew and they'll speak Hebrew as they play the game. And this one is called Dobble. It's called Dobble in English and in Hebrew. All right, that is my book haul for our Hebrew books from the Holy Land. Shalom.